Hello, viewers. You are welcome to your show, my show, our show, the Digging Deep Show. Thank you ever so much for tuning into the program today. Please do call a friend, text them, tweet them, let them know the Digging Deep Show is on air, and we are here to inspire, to educate, to motivate you. Yes, I mean you, our viewers who are watching. And joining me in the studio today is a phenomenal woman. She's a coach, she's a speaker, she's an author, an energy leadership index. Bukola, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Priscilla. It's nice meeting you.
Lovely to have you on the show. She's the woman with a great and an amazing story, which she's using to impact and to make a difference in so many women's life. Bukola, can you tell us more about you and more about what you do?
I'm a mother, I'm a wife,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, and I used to be a banker.
Really?
Yes, I worked in bank for over 18 years as a chartered banker
Mm-hmm.
back in Nigeria before we relocated here. And my story is a very strange and unique story.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize, I know I was not enjoying my relationship, my intimate relationship, but I didn't realize the impact it was making on me.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a very terrible situation, and imagine being in a marriage for 28 years.
Mm-hmm.
I can say I've never enjoyed my husband for one day.
What do you mean?
Yes, it has been a long story,
Mm.
and I was just holding on, wishing, praying, and thinking, hoping it will get better one day.
Mm.
At a point in time, I turned to my dad, my parent, my sister, everybody around me. It's like, this is a hell on earth. It's like, oh no, that is how the marriage is supposed to be. Is a woman that has to run the house. And maybe you are not praying enough. Maybe you are not cooking the right food, or you don't know the right mind or the right frame, or you don't know how to approach your husband. You have to start changing to adapt to whatever thing you want. And I did everything within my capacity. And honestly, nothing I did worked. So at a point in time, I attempted suicide. That was when my daddy came to me in the hospital bed and said, "Why did you do this?" I said, "Well, I've been telling you that this marriage is not an interesting thing for me. This is a hell on earth. And you said, well, it's a marriage for life. And what do I do? I won't advise anybody to do what I did." No. So my daddy said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Please come back home. If you die, I'm going to be the loser. I can't afford to lose you."
Because of the relationship.
Yes, that was when I felt like an heavy weight taken off me. Like, at least I have my daddy's back. And
So did you go back?
no, I didn't go back. But once I have that assurance within me that, oh, my daddy is there, I can always go back to him and tell him it's not working. No, I didn't go back. But when we came to this country, I've always been a leader in the church. I was a women leader and an elder in the church. So one of my pastors just said, "Bukky, you are so good. Why don't you do counseling so that you can help women better and professionally?" I said, "Oh, I never thought of it." And I gave it a go. And in the process, that opened my eyes. At a point in time, when you are doing the counseling course, you have a counselor that you work with on your personal issues so that you can release some negative emotion within you. And Nadia, a very lovely lady, each time I keep talking to her, one day she just said, "Bukky, it's like you've given all the power. How did you make life miserable for yourself?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, you've given all your power to this man. You're always talking about him. I said, really? What do you do for yourself? What do you want? That was the turning point in my life. I started doing what I love. Then, to advance my career, I went for coaching. So I did the coaching with IPEC in America, which was a great institute, with energy leadership. My surprise to and say, oh, what is energy leadership? Energy leadership is the way we are all leaders. How you lead yourself and other people matters. If you are leading no one, you are leading yourself. And how you show up really matters. So, leading yourself in a positive way to make a positive impact. That is what all energy leadership is about. And if you cannot lead yourself, you'll be down, you'll be a victim, you'll act like a victim.
You can't even lead other people.
Yeah. And then there are some people that lead in a negative way. They lead to achieve only their objective, not the corporate objective. They use people and dump them to achieve. They achieve great success, but they can't sustain that success for long because they have destroyed everyone and everything around them.
Wow.
So that is negative leadership. So that's the difference between energy leadership, leading in a positive way to influence yourself and others around you, motivate them in a better way to make a positive impact in other people's lives.
And here you are, Bukky. You're sharing your story.
Yeah.
And people out there would want to know, when you say things were not working, what exactly about the relationship?
Okay. The culture, the African culture, it makes it so much that women has to work out the marriage. And everybody blames women for it. And makes immature men to be in a relationship and not do anything about it. It's like, oh, no responsibility is attached to a man. Once he provides the house, any other thing is the woman that has to work it out, figure it out.
Yes.
So the culture of older women in your life, as a role model, maybe your mother, your sister, your aunt, people around you in abusive relationship is like an accepted norm. It's like, oh, everybody is carrying like you all have a cross to carry. That is your cross. Jesus Christ carried a cross.
Yeah.
So marriage is not expected to be enjoyed, especially you have children. Your children will be there for you in future. That is a very bad advice. So those are the things. And then the church is not helping situation. God hate divorce. Fine, God hate divorce. Does God love abuse? Women tend to be blamed. No one talks to the man who cannot make, as a leader, who cannot make the family happy. The Bible doesn't say you should be a lord over your wife. It said, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church.
And do not abuse.
Do not abuse.
Yeah.
Marriage is a covenant. Somebody broke the covenant. I said, the marriage creed you read, there was no abuse in it. To love and to be cherished. He said, so somebody has changed the context of the covenant of the marriage to abuse you, to humiliate you. He said, the contract has changed. So you now have to come back and say, okay, now, if this is how you want to do, I did not sign for this. We need to review it.
So how easy or difficult is it as a woman, as a wife, to now stand up for your own rights and say no to abuse, when back in our culture, husbands might abuse their wives without the wife speaking out their views? And there you are coming from these coaching sessions, and then you're coming up to your husband. Now you're like geared up with these rights that I'm not supposed to be abused, and you're starting to voice out. How well taken would that be?
It wasn't that easy, but you have to find a way to pass the message across. So, you know what? This is how it has been. It has been a norm here, but I want this thing to stop. It's not going to be easy, but I passed the message across. And when he saw the seriousness in it, I said, no, if you cannot treat me like a wife, if you cannot respect me, then I will need to opt out of this marriage. It didn't take me serious until I have to tell the children. I said, you know what? I have to step out of this marriage because the way I'm going, my health is going to fail me.
So you're basically protecting yourself for the
Yeah.
sake of your own sanity and your own health.
Exactly.
You saw it right to opt out of the
I
relationship.
opt out.
And where do we put children in this picture? How do we find the children?
I involve them. I have to let them know what has been happening. That, you know what, this has been happening to me, and you have never seen my dad and you, myself and your dad doing anything together or working together as how a marriage should be. And, you know, integrating the children to know. I had a family meeting. I have to let them know. And by knowing, it's like, wow, most of the things that are not open to them, I have to make it open. I said, because of this, and I've asked your dad to change his ways and manner. And if he cannot change, I will opt out. After about 6 months, when there was no changes, and I called the children and I said, it's time for me. I need to get a lawyer and get out of this marriage. I got a lawyer 2 years ago. And when the divorce was set in motion, I couldn't believe it. He did apologize and said he's going to treat me better. And then we went for counseling, two of us. And we had the counseling session for 6 months. Things were brilliant for those 6 months, for the first time. And you know what? After the counseling session, everything went back to old ways. And I said, you know what?
I thought you were going to say, let's do another counseling session.
No. I said, don't try me this time. We have 10 agenda things that we agree on. How to treat each other.
Yes.
And that everything there, you have broken it. I said, no more.
So what stage are you at now?
Presently we are in court. Back to court again. After 2 years of second chance, we didn't work. It worked only for 6 months, but I don't mind.
Our viewers may be wondering, how possible is it that you can live for 28 years in the same situation, no change whatsoever, and still be hoping and praying and fasting?
Like I said, when you are waiting and hoping for somebody to change, your life is at risk. It wasn't easy. There are times I cried. I was bleeding internally, pretending, masking for the world to see. And as a church leader, you don't want to show it. It shows you are weak. But when I have my life back, it's like, no, I cannot continue to deceive myself. This is my life. At a point in time, I have to see my GP. He wanted to give me antidepressants. I said, no, I'm not going to. It's either I hold my life or I allow somebody to drain me down. So that's when I started standing up for myself. And I see a lot of women, our African women, that they're only wishing and telling their story, yes, and not ready to take action.
And some do say that I will change him, or he's going to change.
You can't change anybody.
Time.
You cannot change anybody, except that person is ready to take responsibility for his action and say, you know what, I will treat my wife with respect and with love.
And here you are, Bukky, you're the creator of Stand Out and Shine. Tell us more about it.
Okay. Like I said, in my experience, I see what a lot of my friends, my colleagues, church family, community, what we discuss when we meet is like a gist. Oh, what happened in your house today? What again? What did he do?
Yes.
So I said, no, I'm not going to tell this story again. So I created that system. It's a 4-step system, which when my clients use, I train them about abuse. how they can hone their life back and be complete and whole in every area of their life and be a better leader, how they can impact and focus on their goals and objectives in life. Remember, marriage is just one aspect of your life. It's not a complete you.
Exactly.
You were a being before you even met your husband. You had a wish. You have a goal. And you are going to be accountable even to your creator at the end of the day. Marriage is just one aspect of your life. And if a marriage is going to put you down and drain you, it's like, when are you going to do what you are created for? And again, we give excuse for children. What are the children seeing?
Yes.
I saw my mom being abused.
Yes.
And that was why I tolerated it. And that is how the chains of abuse continue.
Yes, and mainly for African mothers, they say, I'm here, I stay for the sake of my children.
And what are those children seeing? My mom will tell me, oh, after all, your husband is not beating you physically. Emotional damage is more serious. Somebody is destroying you internally.
So when you say emotional damage, can you really take us through what it is?
Emotional damage is somebody putting you down every time, and it's like gaslighting, making you feel bad. There's nothing you do that is okay, make you feel miserable, and then you lose your confidence, you lose your self-esteem, you become depressed, and you just carrying on in life, motions of life, without any hope or any dreams.
What are the areas do you address apart from abuse?
Okay, the area I address is how to be a leader. There is a course called the Law of Being, which is on the third stage of the Standout and Shine system, where you know there's that area you need to focus on. And there's I do an assessment called Energy Leadership Assessment, whereby we pinpoint the exact area that you need help, which you can concentrate on, which will help you hone your life back. And the Law of Being is a step-by-step training program to help you in every area, be it communication, be it interaction with people, be it who you are, know who you are, why are you created, and what do you want to do for yourself, what type of impact, what type of legacy do you want to leave behind.
Yes, and on that note, Bukky, you've mentioned about owning your life back. Are you saying that some people out there have lost their lives?
Somebody has hijacked their dream. Somebody has hijacked their life. And if you don't stand up for yourself, nobody else is going to stand up for you.
Wow. That is so powerful. Don't let anybody hijack your life or take over your life. You need to own your life back. And Bukky, you're an author with an upcoming book, which is titled 7 Reasons Why You Won't Leave Your Abusive Husband. Tell us about the book.
The book is an interesting book, and talks about every reason we give ourselves to stay in abusive relationship. And there are suggestions of what you need to do. Remember, when a plane is being hijacked, somebody has to negotiate with the hijacker to release the plane. You that you're a victim there, you cannot negotiate with the hijacker. That is exactly for a woman in an abusive relationship. You might not see it, but when you get a professional, it helps you think outside the box. Because when you are confused, it's difficult to think straight. When you get the support of a professional, it helps you. You get more clarity into your life, and you're able to move on with your life.
What are some of the reasons that women give as to the reasons why they cannot leave their husbands?
Like in the book, the story we tell ourselves. That's the first reason. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, I've been told I have to stay in this relationship. I can't leave my children. I can't, I'm not alone. Everybody goes through it. There are people enjoying their marriage. Why don't we look at that? There are people living happily. So that is number one. The number two is I don't have enough money. Fine.
How will I
Before
provide
you
for
got
my children?
married,
Yeah.
what were you doing for yourself?
Mm.
If you need to be trained, get trained. If you need to go to school, go to school. If you don't have money now, start saving little by little. Get the support of friends, get the support of people. Imagine if anything happened to that man today and he eventually push you out. Are you not going to survive? Are you not going to live? You say you want to hold on. You've given your power to him. If eventually he say, now you leave, what are you going to do? Another story we tell ourselves is, my children. What are those children witnessing? They learn from what we do, not what we tell them.
Exactly. Good point.
Yeah. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is a choice. If you have pain in your teeth now, somebody offer you paracetamol, you have a choice to take it. You can say, well, I want to carry on. It's a choice.
Choice is
Suffering
a choice.
is a choice. You can choose to remain. That's fine.
So, Bukky, what would be your advice to a woman or a man? Apparently, men are in abusive relationships as well, that are going through these challenging times, and they've stayed there for so long, hoping that change will come one day.
One day.
What have you got to say to people in that situation?
What I'm going to tell everyone is, if you feel you are in an abusive relationship or things are not working out in your relationship, seek professional help to get clarity into what is happening to you. That will help you and how you can deal with it. It is not easy to deal with it on your own, especially when you are there. It's difficult to think outside the box. That was exactly what happened to me. And at times we think, oh, it's only the illiterate. No, don't make that mistake. Or it's only the poor. No. I was a chartered banker, and I worked in the bank as a middle management level for over 18 years. But I never call it abuse. It's like a normal way of life. It is not normal. You need to challenge it. You own your life. You have but one life.
You are responsible for your own life. Challenge abusive relationships and own your life back. Live your life the way God wants you to. And Bukky, it was a privilege having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for inspiring our guests, for educating them.
Can I say something finally? The book is coming out in a week's time. It's going to be a free ebook.
Okay.
So anybody that wants it, I can send the link to them. It's going to be a free ebook for every woman. It's a must for every woman to read.
Wow, a must for every woman to read. If you want a link to the copy, please do contact Bukky. Or if you need any advice as to how to own your life back, to get out of abusive relationships, please do get in touch with her. And thank you so much again for staying with us on the Digging Deep Show. Thank you to all our sponsors who make the Digging Deep Show possible. God bless you till we meet again next week.